Coming up on today's video, I'm going to give you 4 players the Giants could sign right now to improve their offensive line after the disaster class that they put on display Sunday night in the 40-0 loss to the Dallas Cowboys. But first, I want to get you guys involved in the comment section. What is your confidence level in the Giants' offensive line? 1 being, you're not confident at all. 10 being, you believe in these guys and they are 100% going to turn it around. Sound off for me down below. Welcome in to New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. With the Giants having one of the worst offensive line performances they have ever had, a team has ever had, I thought it would be a good idea to go and look at NFL free agency and look at 4 guys that the Giants could potentially sign. Obviously, we don't want the Giants to sign or need them to sign. Well, we might actually. They won't sign 4 guys, but maybe one of these guys they could sign, be a plug-and-play starter, and improve this offensive line because they were brutal last night. Ben Bredeson was no good. John Michael Schmitz was all right. Mark Glowinski, absolutely terrible. Evan Neal, he looked worse than he's ever looked in the National Football League before. Now we have injuries. Matt Peart is hurt. Andrew Thomas is hurt. Could we see potentially Joshua Zudu go to left tackle? Will they bench Mark Glowinski? A lot of tough decisions for Brian Dable and Bobby Johnson right now. I mean, you look at the stats and the lack of production this team put up. I mean, everybody on the O-line was bad. Thomas had probably his worst game in the last 2 years. Ben Bredeson was no good. John Michael Schmitz, Mark Glowinski, 9 pressures, 3 sacks. You gave up 3 sacks in 1 game. Some people don't do that in an entire season. And then Evan Neal, 8 pressures and 1 sack. The whole right side of that line was terrible. Daniel Jones was pressured on 67% of his passes, 13% higher than any other quarterback in the National Football League in Week 1. I think the Cowboys had 30-something pressures, and Daniel Jones only threw the ball 22 times. Not good. Not good at all. How can they fix it? Let's talk about potential offensive line free agent targets. And let's start with the familiar face for the New York Giants. What about Justin Pugh? 33 years old. He can play at the interior. He can also bounce outside a little bit. He's been a journeyman up to this point in his career, and he actually spoke recently and talked about potentially joining the New York Giants on the Talkin' Ball podcast. Quote, they were asked, do you want to get back in the NFL? And he said, 100%. I mean, the Giants, one of the teams that I am definitely eyeing. There's no denying that. I've mentioned it on Twitter before. It's where I started my career, and I would love to finish it there. But they also have things in their organization that they have to get figured out, talking about who's going to play other offensive linemen. So, going to be something that a guy I'm looking at, definitely. But at this point, Justin Pugh is what he is. You look at what he did last year for the Arizona Cardinals, had a PFF grade of 61, a run block grade of 62.4, and a pass block grade of my computer just kind of died. 52 and a half. The year before that, 77 pass block grade. Look, at this point, anything would potentially be better than what the Giants have right now at the interior offensive line spot. I'd be cool if they went out and signed him, but I don't think if the Giants just go out and add Justin Pugh, this thing is going to be fixed. More of a Band-Aid, help you in the moment. I wouldn't be shocked if they did it, but he would be a starter immediately on this team. The best free agent offensive lineman left right now is Dalton Risner, 28 years old. He was a mid-round pick out of Kansas State just a couple of years ago, and he was absolutely dominant for the Denver Broncos over the early part of his career. He's a guy that I do think could fix this offensive line. He's a guy that I think could make this a good offensive line. Never graded below a 69.6 as a pass blocker. Definitely a better pass blocker than he is run blocker, but he's a serviceable starting offensive lineman. He's better than Mark Glowinski. He's better than Ben Bredeson, and he is absolutely better than any interior offensive lineman on this team not named John Michael Schmitz. I would be a fan, and that would be the number one person I would go after, Dalton Risner, who reportedly is getting some interest from the Minnesota Vikings. But look, money talks. And if the Giants can offer him a little bit more money, remember, they can create almost $19-20 million by restructuring a couple people. Only going to take, I would think, a couple $1 million to get it done. We'll see how serious Joe Schoen is right now about this O-line. We have more players to talk about, but first, I want to give a huge shout-out to today's sponsor, AG1. Go to drinkag1.com/chatsports and get hooked up with them. That link will be clickable down in the comments and description of today's show. I have AG1 literally every day. Get comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition at drinkag1.com/chatsports. I gave AG1 a try because I wanted better gut health and wanted a supplement that actually tastes great. And I love the benefits that it comes with when you use it daily. It promotes gut health. And me, I need that. Supports immunity. I need that. And sometimes these long days, NFL season, I got to boost my focus and energy. And AG1 really helps me with that. Get comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition. Covering my nutritional base for the day literally couldn't be easier, which is why I trust AG1. I just mix one small scoop of AG1 with water and drink it first thing each morning. I also love that it costs less than $3 a day. It's a really effective daily habit with the highest quality sourced ingredients. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then AG1 is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/chatsports. You're going to love it. I promise. This link will be clickable down below in the comments and description of this video. Third offensive lineman I want to talk about in today's video. What about Andrew Norwell? Once a player that the Giants wanted to give the bag in NFL free agency when they decided to end up signing, I can't even remember his name at this point. My head is just discombobulated. The right tackle from the Patriots, Nate Solder. They missed out on Norwell, had to settle for Solder. And last year, Norwell wasn't all that good, but he was better than what the Giants have right now. Allowed 4 sacks, 4 QB hits, and 21 hurries allowed. But think about it like this. 9 pressures allowed for Mark Glowinski in one game. He did that in 1,000 snaps. So he would absolutely be an upgrade immediately compared to what they did. Last year, graded out 60.8 as a pass blocker. The year before that, 73.5. Year before that, 80. Year before that, 74.2. Year before that, 82. Year before that, 92.1. 31 years old, so a little bit long in the tooth, but he's definitely someone that would make this O-line better. And I don't think he's going to cost all that much money. I think the Giants should go out and see if Norwell wants to come play for Big Blue. If the Giants do make a move, they sign Norwell, they sign Risner, they sign Pugh, we're going to get a video out for you guys as soon as possible. If the Giants make a move, we make a video. More Giants content on this channel and any other YouTube channel out there. So subscribe and turn your notifications on, youtube.com/NYGiantsTV. Oh, the last player we're going to talk about on today's video. What about Jason Peters, the old man, the OG, 41 years old? You say, man, he can't be good anymore. Well, in my opinion, he would probably be the 3rd best offensive lineman on this team. And with Andrew Thomas and Matt Parrott dealing with some injuries, they could miss some time. You could use a tackle. You could use a guy that could slide into guard. And Jason Peters last year for the Dallas Cowboys was actually good. In 235 snaps, he allowed just 1 sack. He allowed just 1 hit and 9 QB hurries. Remember, Glowinski did that in 1 game. Evan Neal allowed 8 in 1 game. Jason Peters with a 71.8 pass block grade last year for the Cowboys. I know he's older, and I know it's just a stopgap. But at this point, just fix the damn problem. And Jason Peters can do that. Had a 70 overall PFF grade in 2022, a 77.5 grade in 2021, an 82.3 grade in 2019. I know he's not that same guy, but he's better than Glowinski, he's better than Bredeson, and he's better than any interior offensive lineman that the Giants have. Joe Schoen, if you want to win football games, you go sign one of these 4 offensive linemen right now. If I had to power rank them, it would be 1, it would be 2, it would be 3, and it would be 4. And I'd be okay with Justin Pugh. I want the Giants to sign the OG, Jason Peters, but I'll let you choose. Who do you want the Giants to sign? Type JP for Justin Pugh, DR for Dalton Risner, AN for Andrew Norwell, or if you're riding with me, the OG type OG for Jason Peters down in the comment section. If I find out any more news, info, updates, or anything on offensive linemen the Giants may sign, first place you're going to hear about it is on my Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. So give me a follow, and let's go Big Blue.